wait.
Shouts out to Retro Casey.
So you wrote this whole song?
No, it wasn't. I wrote my verse. My boy Retro Casey wrote his verse.
But it's only you on here.
Yeah.
Oh.
I got the whole song.
Oh, it's a whole song?
Yeah.
Why you didn't release it? Look, this is good. Oh, yeah.
It's alright. That's just one of those.
That's it right there.
The beat hard. That's the only reason why I wanted to sit there and do it.
I mean, I can't
really say that because Will Smith said that slapped somebody publicly.
But that was PG-13 though.
Oh, that slap was a PG-13. That was all the way. Let me get the slap out your mouth slap. That's what type of slap that was. That was an epic. Yeah. You just said something for the last time slap. Goodness.
Is she over there asleep?
No.
What you doing?
Special guest coming soon.
Do we got a special guest coming soon?
You sure do. Unless we bring it.
Are you scared?
Everybody got to be in front of this camera one day.
What's the name of it? Where you from? Oh yeah. Shout out to Bennettsville, South Carolina. That's where she from. 843. But I think 843 is also Myrtle Beach. And
ain't that what Petey Pablo at?
Petey Pablo from North Carolina. I think. Yeah, North Carolina.
Golden rays up. Take your shirt off.
Spinning right here. Like a helicopter.
I think that's one of my biggest fears, to be in a helicopter.
A helicopter? So we back on the object thing.
I'm being honest with you, man. I've been in a plane one time in my life, and that was just to Chicago. Never been on one since.
Why not?
Well, this story is kind of funny, but it was very traumatizing to me. Before we were able to even sit there, get on the plane, I decided to watch the Jackson 5 movie, you know, when I think it was Michael who was scared to get on the plane and they were trying to, you know what I'm saying, consult him, give him candy and stuff, and then Michael's daddy grabbed him and forced him onto the plane. I ended up watching that scene. Am I saying the right movie? Did that come
I don't know that movie. Do anybody know that movie? Moni? Do you know that movie?
What do you say?
She ain't even paying
Michael Jackson got.
You remember that scene from off of Jackson 5? Like the old movie when they was trying to give Michael some candy?
Snakes on the
or
plane?
something to get on the plane?
Hold up. First off, I mean, I know you don't see her. I guess she gonna be like Parlay. You know Parlay off
but
she probably like Parlay. You never gonna see her. But Parlay, Moni, that's who that's gonna be. But I think all she watches hood movies, like the hood movies that nobody watched. Like the low budget hood.
No,
movies.
Shouters. That's not.
Shouters.
Oh, see, no, I can't watch Shouters too.
Paid in Full.
Paid in Full.
Oh,
Shouters.
I definitely can't watch Paid in Full.
But I'm pretty sure that Let's Go is a little bit more low budget than that.
Oh my goodness. What was that other movie that's very traumatizing? With the red guy?
Oh, that's Boys in the Hood. I don't think is that a hood movie?
That is a hood movie. That's the most traumatizing hood movie that
I got another story for you. I got a lot of stories. But I remember I wasn't a bad kid, but I used to get bad grades. I just didn't like homework at all. I ain't like homework. But I didn't never do my homework. But my dad punished me one time by making me watch Boys in the Hood. And the whole time I was watching it, I'm like, I'm not a thug. I'm not into none of this stuff. So why am I watching this? Like, what kind of punishment is this? Like, I don't do none of this stuff. But I guess he's seen. I guess it's easy to parent through a movie. It's easier to parent through a movie than say how you feel. But I just knew I wanted a boy in the hood.
That's a good lesson.
What, Boys in the Hood? Watching Boys in the Hood if you didn't do your homework?
I'm gonna be.
That was his punishment. Like he said, today you staying home with me, son. I said, okay. I thought I was gonna be stuck in my room. He made me watch Boys in the Hood. He said, this is your punishment. Watch Boys in the Hood and understand the movie.
I ain't gonna hold you. What's name? That scarred me. But the number one movie that scarred me, what was that? It was a hood what is a fairy tale? The Hood, whatever it was called. What the heck was it? You know when the guy was like, this ain't no funeral home.
Huh?
The Tales of the Hood? What is it? That was called The Tales of the Hood?
You talking about the Leprechaun?
I think, what's the name? This Jonas one, like, it was three thugs, and they walked into, like, a little cemetery, and the old man...
You talking about the movie with Tyrese?
No. What's the name?
It's a hood movie?
Yeah, it's a hood movie. The, Tales of the... I think, what was it? Tales of the Hood?
Parlay
probably know it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Parlay. You know?
Nope.
Oh, shit. I don't know what movie you're talking about.
I say, hold on. Can I bring it up on the phone?
Wait, okay. Brandon looking it up, and you can look it up. Let's see who find it first.
It's got to be Tales of the Hood. It's got to be.
Who was in the movie?
You remember that guy from Moesha?
You talking about Gangstar? Isn't that Gangstar, right? He bald.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah. That passed away with that car accident.
Well, you talking about the dark skinned one or the light skinned one?
Dark skin one.
The one that. What was his
Boys
name?
in the Hood.
Boys in the Hood.
It's not Boys in the Hood.
That's what came up.
So you said it's called This Ain't No Funeral Home.
No, it wasn't. That was one of the. That was one of the.
I'm gonna look it up by that. You said this ain't.
This what's name? This what it is. Tales from the Hood. Tales from the Hood. Excuse me.
Tales from the Hood. Let's look it up.
Yeah, that showed me.
1995.
Huh?
1995.
Yep, 1995. I remember for some odd reason my granddaddy had an obsession watching this movie, and I remember one day I actually sat down to watch it, and I was traumatized ever since. I ain't want to be near no gun. I ain't want to be nowhere near nobody with a do-rag on. Anything that looked like any sort of gang affiliation, I wanted no part of.
Yeah.
That movie did it.
In 1995, I couldn't listen to cussing raps in my. I was listening to Walmart CDs.
You know how weird that is to sit there and listen to, like, I remember my favorite, because my favorite artist growing up when I was in middle school, high school was 50 Cent. Do you know how awkward that was to listen to Get Rich or Die Trying clean version?
So your mother made you? Wait.
And
I thought about it. Your mother, right?
This was the crazy thing about it.
I got a question though.
Mm-hmm.
I don't never really hear you talk about your mother.
I talk about her, but
You,
my mom is. My mom is basically my mom. If I could kind of define it like that. My mom, she does her thing. She's still there. But, you know what I'm saying, especially with my mom being a widow now, you know what I'm saying, my mom was
so she was still married to you?
Yes.
And they was living together?
Yes.
Okay.
So.
See, I ain't trying to get any business.
Yeah, no, listen, no, bro, what's name?
It seems like you're close to your dad. So your grandmother is your dad's
yes.
mother? Okay.
Yes. And like I said, when it comes to my mom, like I said, and it's crazy because, you know, all our time we sit there and talk, I really never bring her up. But my mom, she fights a lot of demons, bro.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So, one thing about it is with her, I would never talk down or, you know what I'm saying, disrespect the woman that even gave me life. You see what I'm saying? But we all know what's wrong is wrong and what's right when it's right.
Yeah.
And the saying is with life, you know what I'm saying, you can only help people when they want to get help.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You can give advice, you can sit there and do this, you can do that, but when it comes down to it, it's for that person to make it happen.
I mean, that's tough when you gotta kind of sit down and like talk to your mother about different stuff. Like,
of course.
Like, at what point in time did we, like, as the kids, become like the person that your parents can come to and ask for advice? Like, just think about how the ripples change. Like, we more. I mean, I guess more mature that your parents sometimes come to you and ask for that. I guess that's pretty cool, but it's kind of tough on the other end. I mean, all the coughing.
Well, no, I'm not gonna hold you.
Parlay?
Yeah.
No, we're gonna call it parlay and money.
Parlay and money.
You said parlay and money? We're gonna call it parlay or money. But back to the mother thing. I'm sorry, she was coughing. I'm sorry. No, I wasn't trying to interrupt you, but now I mean, she coughing. I mean, you're messing up your story.
Oh no, she was doing a story. I don't know, man, but like, I would say it's tough because my uncle, for example, was my dad's biggest inspiration. Like, you know what I'm saying?
So
my
he was
dad,
older than your dad?
Huh?
He was older than your dad?
He was older than my dad, and one thing about it is my dad looked up to my uncle in so many ways, and when my uncle passed from COVID, it's like, you know what I'm saying, believe it or not, I looked at my dad as like Superman, because my dad really never came to me for advice.
Yeah.
It was always I would come to him.
Yeah.
But for this situation with, you know what I'm saying, his uncle
his brother,
passing, you know what I'm saying?
His brother passing. His brother is uncle. His brother passing, right?
No, his uncle.
Oh, so it's your dad's uncle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so it's your uncle too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I see. So it's your great uncle.
Yes.
Okay, I got you. Okay, all right.
So,
okay, that makes sense. That's what you're saying.
But what basically, you know what I'm saying, the hardest decision I say what really happened to me was just trying to consult him through the whole situation, because I mean that's not a good feeling with your family member or just your, whether it's your mother, father, just sit there and tell you. Nobody wants to hear, well, I don't know if I could do this no more.
Yeah.
That's the number one thing. I don't care who you are. You don't want to hear the person that you know and you care for say that.
Yeah.
So my biggest aspect of to try to put in my father's eyes was, look, you know what I'm saying, things happen in life, but you got to live for your grandkids.
Yeah.
He has, you know what I'm saying, obviously he has, my sister has her daughters, and I have my son, you know what I'm saying. If you want to know a purpose in life, what to live for and to honor him, be here for them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But God had a different direction for my father, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't...
I mean, so what happened to your father? I ain't trying to...
no, what's name you found? What's name? My father had cardiac arrest.
Okay.
All the time.
Was it involved with COVID or it just...
Believe it or not, they're trying to say it's aspects of that, but it wasn't. What honestly happened...
Hey, I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I don't have a question, but go ahead.
You sure?
Well, the question was, this was during COVID, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I don't want to get killed. Nah, am I going to get killed? My question is, all right, so...
Don't get too deep.
No, tell me. I can only give you the...
All right, so this was during COVID, right? He had cardiac arrest. And it was. Did you say it was involved with COVID or not involved with COVID?
No, it wasn't involved with COVID.
So they said it wasn't involved with COVID?
No.
Did he have a COVID shot?
He had the COVID shot, but I was going to get in. I was going to get into what the
I just wanted to ask that one question. I think we're going to go to the next subject.
Oh, no, what's name?
I don't want to get killed and I don't want to get brutalized for it. I'm just asking.
You're not going to get killed, you're not going to get brutalized. You wanted to know my honest opinion? You want to know the truth, right?
Yeah.
Let me tell you the truth. So, what happened was, for him to have cardiac arrest, about a month and a half later, now mind you, my dad had the whole shebang, blood pressure, diabetes, all that stuff. But he also had a major problem with his heart.
Okay.
One side of his heart was beating correctly, the other side wasn't.
So yeah, irregular heartbeat, or was it involved with something else?
He had to get a
pacemaker. Pacemaker,
yes.
Yeah.
So, turns out, my father wasn't doing what he was supposed to do, you know what I'm saying, just to do the right thing. And turns out, I think like a month or two later, I was picking my mom up from work.
He was a big boy?
Yeah, he was a big guy.
Okay. No, I'm just asking. I mean, I'm not trying to be funny though.
No, it's...
Because my dad, he not a big guy at all, but he got all kinds of heart problems. I mean, he got, like...
That can happen to you. It doesn't matter if you're big or small. Heart problems can happen to any size. So, but apparently, like I said, I ended up getting my mom up from work one day, and obviously, you know, that was our first time really talking, you know what I'm saying, just talking outside of everything with him. But I mean, she ended up telling me, you know what I'm saying, what really truly happened. So my father ended up getting real sick, had like the real scare way before he passed. To where he had to go in the hospital, he had to be under and all that type of stuff. And like I said, he was able to beat it, he was able to come home. So long story short, what ended up happening was my father ended up taking the pacemaker out.
He took the pacemaker out?
Yes.
The doctors took it out?
Yeah, he requested to take the pacemaker out.
Why?
Because it kept getting infected. It kept getting infected, and my father just basically was saying that he didn't want to be their test dummy anymore. So whatever happened. So
is the pacemaker was it like a new style? I mean, pacemaker is pretty common. I mean, you know much about pacemakers?
Me personally, I don't, but I do know this.
I mean, I'm just trying to figure out like
anything surgery period. If it constantly gets affected to the point where it's affecting you, and they're telling you to take this and take that.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I was just trying to figure out, because like you said, test dummy.
Well, no, I mean, but that's
tough though, because I mean, like if something keep happening, you want to get it out of you.
Yeah. Basically, with that, my dad just rolled the dice. You know what I'm saying? He basically just was like, all right, well, you know, whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, I never knew that.
So he, but no, what's name? Mind you,
if he asked to remove it, they will remove the pacemaker?
Yes.
So you could just ask it. Don't you gotta wear before you get a pacemaker, you gotta wear a box? Or is it the box with the pacemaker?
Yes.
What?
But no, what's name? But he had to do he got the surgery to where so he could have it inside of him.
Yeah.
So what ended up happening was, like I said, he had that first scare to where it wasn't, you know what I'm saying? He didn't like it. He didn't like how the whole situation was. So he basically just sat there and said he didn't want to be they tested on me anymore, and he requested it out. So within,
I mean, I guess that's pretty cool because I mean, he could. A lot of people wouldn't even take that chance to even have. So that's that open heart surgery. Would that be qualified as open heart surgery he had, taking the pacemaker out?
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I don't know too much about it. I don't know too much about. You know
Well, let's
what
look
I'm
it up.
saying?
I mean, I heard of pacemakers, but I never really. I guess it is for the heart bit. You know.
Yeah,
Heartbeat,
I do know basically he had serious problems with his heart and just everything. And I mean, like I said, with my great uncle passing, basically that took it hard on him. And I still say to this day, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, my dad may have passed off on paper a heart attack, but my pops really passed, bro, off a broken heart because him not like basically my uncle, like his uncle passing, that was his male role model. You see what I'm saying? That was his go-to. That was, you know what I'm saying, who he looked up to outside of his father. You see
Yeah,
what
it's
I'm
like
saying?
it's kind of like when you have like two people that been married for a long time,
Yeah.
and then one of them died, the other one died not too long after, and like you said, people always say they die of a broken heart.
Mm-hmm. And I'm being honest with you. I don't care what people say. People be like, "Oh, that's superstition." No, that can happen. If the person that you truly care and love for, and you know they're not gonna be there the next morning to sit there and do the casual thing that you, that's tough. That's fucking tough. Excuse my language.
No, you are.
That's that.
Hey,
That's tough. You can leave this world from that. You can definitely leave this world from a broken
the
heart.
idea of being lonely and
you see
not
what I'm
having that
saying?
person to run to.
And like I was sitting there, just saying, like I said, my father, you know what I'm saying, outside of what, you know what I'm saying, I may think or anybody else think, that man did everything he could do to live. You see what I'm saying? He lived a life.
So how old was he when he passed?
Bro, my pops, I think he had to be 57, 58.
Oh, so he was not old but not young.
Yeah, no, he like, trust me, he was still, you know what I'm saying, he wasn't supposed to go, but
yeah.
One thing I do look at in life, you know what I'm saying, when obviously the Lord above gives you so many chances to sit there and try to make a change in your life, and you know you keep on doing the complete opposite.
Yeah. What you mean by like the chances? You mean like
you know, like if it comes down to, if your doctor sit there and say, look, you need to cut back on this. Or
yeah. Oh, now let me tell you a story about my dad. So my dad, he had I think it was triple bypass, right? So he had his chest cut wide open, and the machines was breathing for him at one point in time, and he was in the hospital for a long period of time. And they told him, hey man, you need to. He's still living, but they say, hey man, you need to stop smoking. You know, that's smoking is not cool for you. You know, with your condition, because he's not a big boy. So he was in the hospital for 6 months, blah blah blah, and then he got out. He was at home, and one day I went home. It was like July when he came out. It was like 100 degrees. So I came home from work, and I was looking for him. I said, where in the world is this man at? So I'm looking. I go to the backyard. This man is in the backyard smoking a cigarette. And he said the whole time he was laying in the bed with his heart, after having bypass surgery, all he could think about was a cigarette. So it's, I guess sometimes, you know, when they tell you to not do something, but it's like you almost have a sense of addiction going on.
And that's basically
like you could be addicted to food, you could be addicted to cigarettes. It's just you don't want to change because you feel like that brings you comfort.
Mm-hmm. And that's.
So the doctor can tell you as much as they want, but when you in love with something, or you feel like this is what makes you comfortable, or this is what makes you feel good, that's what you are. That's what you be.
And that's what you become, and that's what you sit there. So, yeah, I mean, it's literally, bro. I mean, you're not saying nothing wrong, and that's basically that's what people gotta understand. That's what a lot. Like, I get what doctors do, but you know what I'm saying, like. Doctors even know that basically, look, I could tell this person sit there and do it, but you can't change someone's natural habitat.
Yeah.
If that's what makes them comfort, if that's what keeps them going, You know what I'm saying? It's their choice to sit there and be, okay, I know I need to stop doing this. So I need to, like, you know what I'm saying? You once we said before, so you could tell somebody, you know what I'm saying, so much, but it's on them to sit there and just be like, all right, let me go ahead and make a change.
I mean, just think about it. The older you get, the less active you are.
Oh, man.
Like, think about when you was a little kid, you used to play football every day. You used to play basketball every day. You used to go be in PE at least once or twice a week. And then as soon as you graduate, you know, you 18, everybody fresh out of high school, and everybody kind of still want to ball and ball and ball. But once you hit 25, people start having kids. People start, you know, having girlfriends and working and stuff. You know how hard it is to get the same group of guys I used to ball with when I was 18 together. Like, none of them is going to ball. Like, none of them is going to ball. Like, just think about some of the stuff that we're going through. I feel like it's just being inactive. Just being, you know, not running, not, you know. Just think about it. When we was kids, and it's got something to do with metabolism, but when we were kids, we could eat whatever we wanted to and pretty much still be healthy. But now we eating whatever we want to and not doing nothing. Not playing football, not trying to run or nothing. I mean, it all comes back to like heart problems, because I know I used to ball 5 times a week, you know, just could find somebody. But now I have to find younger people to ball with. It's just being inactive. Like, we don't walk. All we do is work, come home, eat, and wake up again. No running, no trying to run, no trying to walk. So if you've been doing this for 10 years, 15 years of just coming home, and then somebody say, oh, hey, you got to run, or you got to walk around the block. Just imagine how you will feel if somebody tell you that. If you've been chilling for 15 years eating Doritos. Cause that's me. And that's what heart conditions come in place with. I mean, like I said, I guess it could be the addiction, but that's just tough when somebody tell you ain't ran for 10 years and all of a sudden you got to run. And then when you do, you know what else? I know I'm talking a lot, but when you run a lot, I have this thing where, like, if I haven't ran a lot and I try to run, my legs start itching. Yeah. It's like called runner's itch or runner's itch or something. Like your legs, your thighs start itching, all the veins and stuff is swelling up, and they ain't had that much blood flowing through them. And that's the worst feeling in the world. So right then and there, I say, hey, I ain't running no more. I think I'm going back to that bag of Doritos.
It's the bag of Doritos. It's the bag of Doritos. He said, I think I'm gonna go back to that bag of Doritos.
I think that bag.
But I mean, bro, I'm telling you, I truly, it's just the environment. It's what's around. You know what I'm saying? I always look at things the way it's like, bro, people go off of what's going on in life. If you're around people that basically all they want to do is just drink and smoke,
you gonna drink and smoke.
You gonna drink and smoke. If you want to be around people that basically want to go out and work out, go to the treadmill, you gonna want to do it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But
you're a product of your environment.
Yeah, you're a product of your environment. But this is where that statement is kind of where people get misconstrued and have to default. You got to realize it shouldn't have to take that group of people just for you to. You should want to
motivate yourself. You got to motivate yourself.
You should want to do it yourself. So
when you get back to working out, like I tried to work out.
I work out these hands every day.
You lift. You try to lift weights, and you in there, and you see everybody lifting weights, and I guess that comes back to like you see people, and you always trying to impress people or trying to be as good as. But you get to the gym, and you see weights, and you pick the weights up, and you picking up 10 pounds, and that's might be all you can do is 10 pounds, and you look over, and the girl next to you is picking up 50 pounds. So you thinking, I need to try to pick up 50 pounds. So you can pick up the 50 pounds. You pick up the 50 pounds and you lift it and you lift it and you lift it. And you're like, I'm going to go just as hard as this girl beside me is going. She lifting the 50 pounds, I'm going to lift the 50 pounds. You go toe for toe, toe for toe. And then you do it. You go home. You feel good. And the next day your muscles are sore. Sore as they ever can be. And then you don't work out for another 3 weeks because your body is healing that whole time because you were trying to compete with the woman beside you. You felt like less of a man. Or less of a person. That's how I go when you go to the gym. Every time I overwork out, and I it takes me like 3 weeks because my muscles are so sore. When I could just pick up that 10-pound weight and slowly transition to the 50.
And just do a small reps. But you want to know something? What seeing that woman did to you? You know what I'm saying? For you to sit there and want to, oh well, she can do it, I can do it. You know what I'm saying? What mindset made you think, okay, well she can do it, then that should urge me to do it. So seeing her do it encouraged you to sit there and do it, whether it was just because she was a lady, or was it just because you wanted to sit there and make a prove to yourself that, hey, this $120 female is not gonna wasn't they show me how
No, was it because she was a female or because she was? I think if it would have been anybody beside me, and they was lifting that 50 pounds, I would feel like I needed to be able to do it. Especially when you right beside each other. I guess that's the sense of competition. You're being in a competition that you always want to be better than whoever's next to you. And sometimes being better doesn't mean who lifts the most weight.
Boom.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I guess competition in life is what kind of just being competitive. As humans, we're competitive. We always want to be better than or the next person, or be better than everything. And that's, I guess, we always constantly chasing that. And like I said, sometimes being competitive can leave you sore for 3 weeks, and you can't even you being so competitive, right, with something, and you can do it and you do it, but you put yourself out of commission for 3 weeks. Think about how many pounds, 10-pound weights you could have lifted in 3 weeks or 2 weeks of recovery.
Yeah. But I don't. Me personally, I don't see what like certain competitiveness. Like I'm not a competitive person. I may be a competitive person when it comes to like, okay, if it's me and my boy, we playing 2K or whatnot. But competitiveness, like when it comes to success, I done seen a whole lot of people that had something very good, and it just crashed off of competitiveness, off of the next man not getting what this next man is. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's sad because if we all come together, it could be no telling what the future holds when you come together. You know what I'm saying? When you come together.
Yeah, I guess.
When you, even with the things that I have going on, it's another photographer out there that's 10 times better than me. Mm-hmm. And I'm okay with that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing anything. If anything, I want to uplift so it's more photographers. If I do anything,
but see, that's what people come into. They chasing that competitiveness, and they want to be richer than the next. So a lot of times, you'll admit that you're not the best photographer, or you could work on your craft. And I'm pretty sure they'll say the same thing. But when it comes to working together, they feel like you're taking a dollar or taking money or taking something from them, and instead of working together.
And that's why we forever.
I guess, like you said, simple competition, competitiveness.
I honestly, truly believe we wouldn't be in the situations in life that we are if we just come together. I'm real strong on that. I understand it's always one bug in the rug that want to sit there and mess everything up or sit there and cause controversy, but you got to understand, as much as we praise that, the devil's still walking on earth.
Yeah.
He's not going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So it's always going to be that, no matter how much you try to sit there and have 30 positive people, it's always going to be but that's what comes with the game.
But I guess, like you wanted to start a business and everybody wanted to put $10 into the business. I guess that one person, saying, I'm not putting my $10 in no more. That one person can mess everything up, because then you got to figure out what you're going to do with his $10 or the money that he didn't put into. Are you going to give it back to him? And then if you at one point in time making money off of it, then you kind of figuring out what we're going to do with his half. And that one person just makes it hard for everybody. And everybody tells that one story or that one person that doesn't do it, and they don't want to do nothing to work together. Like, that's another problem.
But that's not a problem, because you want to know why it's not. It shouldn't be a problem, even though it is a problem. Because if you have all those individuals together, even if it's that one individual that goes, the next 4 or 5 individuals should be okay to know that basically, okay, yeah, this person left, but we still agree of this plan.
Yeah.
We still gonna, so with us still being agreeable with this plan, we're gonna do. I don't care if it came for us just having to put $10, and we gotta split that man's $10 to 5. If we believe your message, then guess what? We still gonna sit there and go through with it.